We've talked about thumbnails and banners, but one of the other important and unfortunately often overlooked parts of a video on YouTube is the end screen. So for quite a while, I actually had a specific end screen template that I designed, which is kind of a pretty common technique. It's sort of the same thing at the end of every video. You can throw up links to a few of your other videos. You can choose them, you can have YouTube choose them, and you can put like a subscribe button in the middle or around them. And it works pretty well for a lot of channels, but for the past 6 months or so, I've made a much more active effort to make the end screens an actual part of my videos. So if somebody watches one of your videos and then they decide to watch another one of your videos, and possibly, much like you might after this video, even another video after that, that's a pretty good thing, right? And it also tells YouTube that, hey, if you show people these videos, they keep watching. And that helps your videos to be recommended to a wider range of people. So what I've actually been doing lately is featuring a specific video at the end of my videos. For example, when I made a video about this Rode microphone, I ended the video by letting people know that I also have a review for this Rodecaster Pro, which they might be interested in since it's related to the video that they were already watching. I also usually have a title on screen that draws attention to that video and explains what it's about in just a few words. I do also add the subscribe button on the end screen, and even though I don't like to spend time in my videos asking people to subscribe, I figure that if someone has made it all the way to the end of a video, there's a good chance that they didn't hate it. And so why not make it easy for them to subscribe and hopefully get more videos that they'll like. YouTube does allow 20 seconds for your end screens, but to be safe, I do usually keep mine at 19 seconds max and sometimes shorter. And I just make them right inside Final Cut Pro. But you could do something similar with pretty much any editing software because it's super easy. So I start first just by adding a basic color generator. I change the duration to 19 seconds. And then I change the opacity to 75% usually. Instead of having that generator covering up the entire screen, I use the transform tool to resize it into a bar that will sit behind the title. I usually like to make mine a little bit tilted, have it come off the edge of the screen. And rather than have my videos end on a single frame of my face paused in a potentially awkward position, I do usually add a still image or a video clip for the final 5 seconds or so. In the video I'm using here, I actually did use a blooper just because I thought it was funny. And I do usually keep the opacity of that image or that B-roll footage to like 20 or 25%, so that way it's totally out of the way and it keeps it in the background so that the focus is all on the featured content of the end screen. Once I have the first side done with the subscribe button and the black bar, I just duplicate the black bar and transform it so I can move it up into the upper right-hand corner, where I can then resize it and add in the teaser text for that video, whatever video I happen to be featuring. In the case of this video, it's all about Final Cut Pro, so the teaser text is for a video where I explain how to do other stuff with Final Cut Pro. So by the time I'm finished, I usually have 4 layers. I have 2 of the generators that look like black bars, one in the lower right side of the screen, one in the upper left side of the screen, or wait, no. Okay, one in the lower left side of the screen and one in the upper right side of the screen because you're watching me and it's backwards. Lower left is where the subscribe button pops up, the words and everything. And up here is where the words will tease whatever video I decide to feature. And then I do add simple transitions so that all those elements come on screen in a visually appealing and hopefully not super distracting way. And that's pretty much all that there is to it. Of course, it does take a little bit of extra time and effort to go into the YouTube dashboard and add in all these extra elements once your video is finished uploading. But I think that it is definitely worth that extra effort. So watch me put it into action right now. Since we're talking about small but important details on YouTube, I put together an entire video on how to build better channel banners that also includes a totally free template that you can download and use. So click on that and I will see you over in that video.